And we are good. So this is Relaxed Teams. We meet every Wednesday at 8 a.m. to help each other and to promote each other's business. So going forward, the question we have is, does anyone today have any shout outs for any other teammates?
Hey,
Anyone?
Dennis, I don't have a shout out, but I have some information that's important to pass on that I learned last night, if that's
Please do.
possible.
Please do.
So everybody knows how busy I am with with Ida, and everybody knows that many people don't have flood insurance, and a lot of people do. If people are depending on flood insurance to take care of what's going on, we were told last night in a meeting that you don't expect to get the $250,000 for your property and the $100,000 for your personal possessions. All they're going to be covering is getting that basement back to basic condition, drywall, and a washing machine, a dryer, and a sink. None of your possessions are probably going to be covered, and you're not going to get the kind of money you think you're going to get. So if you know anybody who's sitting around saying, oh, I'm going to make up on my flood insurance and I'm not going to call my public adjuster, it's not happening. And also, I've been to a dozen houses in the last 2 weeks, all without flood insurance, and every one of them I've been able to find insurable losses for them. This is unprecedented time. I'm sorry for taking so much time, Dennis, but it's important information people need to know and people need to pass on to their friends and loved ones.
Excellent. So with that, we are up with our featured speaker today, and our featured speaker is Anthony. Anthony, sir, go ahead. You have 10 minutes.
All right, I'm going to share my screen here. You guys can hear me?
We can hear you perfectly, sir.
All right. And so today, I want to speak about a really hot topic that's been coming down the pipeline with commercial insurance. That's cyber liability or cyber insurance. Like it's a hot topic everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. Everything's hitting the news, like the Colonial Pipeline. Some of the major corporations have been hitting the news, but a lot of times is the businesses that are affected aren't hitting the news. These are the small to medium businesses. They fall between the cracks and no one really understands it. But for the most part, for most small businesses like us, a cyber event is catastrophic. It really depends on how you operate. Most small businesses operate, they put everything online, they do payment cards and anything like that. And a breach is very expensive. People don't understand how expensive a breach is. It's very expensive, especially for a small business. It'll put you right out. So I just want to talk about cyber insurance and just give you like an idea what it is and what it covers. And so first thing I want to talk about is a product we have, which is called the PrivaSafe. Is a product proprietary to USI Insurance Services, but everything in here is actually talking about cyber insurance. So it's not product driven, it's more like the process driven. So we'll teach you the process of what cyber insurance and what it covers. And so let me hear. And so cyber insurance is increasing risk. You know, everyone with everything going online, a cyber event is becoming more and more apparent. Even bigger corporations where everyone's working remote, a lot of times is there's a lot of exposure there. So what we do at USI and what cyber insurance does is it covers a cyber event. And there's 4 types of cyber events where we'll get into, but I just want to talk about a few things. So cyber events are financially catastrophic. I did mention that. And standard policies, a lot of times if you go get a cookie cutter policy from a small brokerage, or you call in like the Hartford or something, you have to understand that they don't really give you much. There is a very cookie cutter policy designed for small events, maybe a data breach, maybe a hacking event, but they don't cover ransom, or they don't cover social engineering. These are actually the biggest ones. The biggest events that happen to you is going to be a ransom event and a social engineering event. And so all right, so let's take a look here. So why is cyber insurance important, especially for small businesses? Being that most small businesses will tell themselves, hey, you know, what's a hacker going to do with me? Why is he really going to come after my business opposed to a bigger business? But the thing is, reality is, small to medium businesses or prime targets because they're easy to hack. The hackers, they can go in, they can hack you or put a ransom on you, and very quickly. So that's why even though you're a small business, you might be a target. One of the biggest targets actually for cyber events is healthcare and schools. And for some reason, they're just coming at them only because they know they're going to get paid out because of the public entities are always getting hacked. And they never hit the news. They will never tell you, but they're occurring more frequently. And as organizations get more advanced, use more technology, become more at risk. Breach events are really expensive. I think going into learning about cyber insurance, I didn't really understand how expensive a breach event is. It's very expensive. The lawsuits, the fines, the response costs is really expensive. You could be a small business and it'll put you right out of business with just one event. And so what's the impact of it? To avoid coverage gap and weaknesses, what we do at USI is we take a look at your full exposures. So it's pre-breach events and post-breach events. So if you ever experience a cyber event, we help you during the pre-event, and then we help you post. So that means we'll help you get your business back up and running, and then we'll help you with the breach cost and the fines and all the regulatory actions that can be taken to you. All right, so that's why it's important to actually, if your business, you need cyber insurance, make sure that you customize it and work with a broker that can give you real solutions, not just a cookie cutter one that will help you with maybe a hacking and a breach. And so these are the type of companies that need this type of stuff. So if you hold personal identifiable information, or PII, you need a cyber insurance, because if that information is leaked out, you can be fined, you will pay fees. Healthcare, if you're into the healthcare, you hold personal healthcare information, PHI, cyber insurance will be very important to you. And a company that manages networks, so if you're managing someone's network, you really need to have cyber insurance for yourself. And if you accept credit cards, this is the one that a lot of businesses are exposed to. Credit cards. If you take in credit cards, even if you use a third-party vendor to take a credit card, you can still be liable for a breach event. So you got to look at the contracts that you buy with these vendors, because a lot of businesses, they will use a third party to take the payment, and then they'll tell themselves, like, if there's a breach event, I got a third-party company that's going to take care of all that. You have to look at your contracts with that third-party vendors, because you still might be held liable for a breach event or a hacking. And here's the 4 types of cyber events. So there's the data breach. So data breach is when they take protected and confidential data, they've been stolen and used by unauthorized individuals. And business interruption. This is when the attacks are directly or indirectly cause your business to stop. So either they break down your network, break down your system, and that's what's called business interruption, where you're completely out. Because you can't. And cyber extortion is when they lock your system, and then you have to pay a ransom to get back and running. This is similar to the Colonial Pipeline, where they locked their whole system up. They had to pay them ransom, and then they unlocked them. And social engineering. This is one that's emerging. Basically, vendors posing. A lot of times, people will pose as vendors, either through email or through invoice, and say, hey, we didn't take payment or whatever. That's actually covered in the cyber insurance. If you send money to a vendor, not knowing that they're not the right vendor, this cyber insurance actually protects you. So there was a situation where a controller was getting emails from one of his vendors. And they were asking, hey, we didn't receive payment. And the controller was like, listen, here's your payment. Send them $400,000 for the vendor. And then they realized that it went to the wrong person. It looks like the email had everything, and then there was one letter off. It was like dot something. And so when they realized that, they were down $400,000, and they couldn't retrieve the money back because they didn't have cyber. So it's really important to know that these social engineering events are starting to become more apparent, and they're really smart. So And so there's different type of coverage. There's first party coverages, third party coverages, and a notification cost. So first party coverages, this is the cyber extortion, business interruption, the network recovery. That's the first party part of a cyber insurance. This is usually when you get a cookie cutter policy, the first party is what they'll cover. They'll cover usually a few of these on the first party's part. But USI, or if you work with a broker, then we have what we call third party coverages, and this will have. This will protect your multimedia liability coverages, your security and liability coverages, trade secrets liability. So if you have trade secrets, Internet of Things, and bodily injury due to cyber events. So that could be a big one depending on your type of business. If you get breached at a cyber event and it causes harm, physical or property harm, a third party coverages or exposures would help. And notification. This is actually the one that's going to be really big for most businesses, is the breach response costs. The notification costs. That's very expensive. That portion of a cyber event is very expensive. And so, business interruption, how does it work? It's basically if your business is down due to a cyber event. So if your business is completely inoperable, that's what business interruption, that is why is actually the biggest part of a cyber insurance. If you look at cyber insurance, it's not so much the data breach, not so much all that. That is very important, but your business could be down for an extended period of time. If your business goes down for 2 to 3 weeks, you still have to pay your bills, mortgage has to be paid, your vendors have to be paid, everything still has to be paid. You can't just be like furlough all your people and stop everything. That's why business interruption is really important, because once a cyber event happens, the insurance companies pays for everything, pays for your bills, gives you the money that as if you were running. So when you recover from this event, you're not starting from zero or starting with a lot of debt, taking on loans to try to cover the cost of your business interruption.
2 seconds left. So if you want to wrap up, if you can.
Yeah, this is the last part. And so here, let me get to the last part here. And so cyber insurance is kind of an emerging place, and a lot of people don't know where it's going to go, and a lot of times it's getting very hard for businesses to actually get it. And so if you're small businesses that are emerging, that are starting and are really starting to mature and scale up, have them speak with me, or even look at cyber insurance as a way to protect their business in the future, because we don't know what's heading. This is something that we're in uncharted territories when it comes to cyber. So if you know anyone, if you yourself need to just take a look at it, what's going on and what the options are, feel free to reach out to me. All right, and that's it. And I'll wrap up here. Let me just stop sharing my screen.
Thank you. Any questions, anyone? I know I have a question. In a ballpark, just so people can have an idea, compared to your regular BOP or business operating policy, what does a cyber policy cost, or is it added on to your business operating policy?
It's added on. So you can get what we call like a cyber breach or a small endorsement on a BOP or a business owner's policy, but a full cyber with all the coverages, the first party, the third party, and the notification, you would need a full cyber, and that's a separate policy.
And usually, I know it'll be vary, but how close does the cost range between a BOP and that? Well, just so people have a reference point as to what they would expect.
Yeah, cost-wise, it really depends on the size of your business. A full cyber policy is anywhere between $1,500 plus. Usually start around $1,500 for a full cyber when it comes to all 4 breach events.
Excellent. Thank you so much, sir. All right. So getting back to, let me share my screen.
Hey, Dennis.
Yes, sir.
People need to know if they have a brick and mortar business policy, which includes business interruption, it is a separate provision, what he's talking about. Okay, the cyber policy is a separate provision than your general business interruption provision.
That's correct.
Excellent. So as Relax Teams, we have one person from each specialty, and we currently do have 8 slots open. So if you go through, anyone can visit. And these, you don't need to be in one of these areas, but these are the kind of areas that we're looking for right now. Individuals who want to join the team and have a reserve spot on our team. If you're in any of these areas or in another area where helping each other, working together, and promoting your business electronically is important to you, Relax Teams, that's what we're here to do. So going through and talking about all the teammates, my name is Dennis Harabin. I'm with Relax Tax. What we are is we are debt insurance and tax specialists. So what we do is your tax planning work. We will do the compliance or your resolution or relief work with the IRS. But what our real specialty is helping people to retain more of what they earn. And what I found over the years and 30 plus years of working within this area is that the people who thrive versus the people who just survive, it's a function of how well they utilize tax, insurance, and debt together in a holistic approach. When you buy them in vacuums, that's when you end up hurting each other. They hurt themselves rather than help. If you work on them together, it can really help you thrive financially. Next up, we have Paul. I don't think we saw Paul here today. Paul is the digital maestro. If you want to get your website improved, seen, found, Paul is your individual to talk to. Next up, we have Lisa.
Good morning. My name is Lisa Devorin, and I'm passionate about helping others find their health and wellness again and lose weight along the way. I found a plan that is simple, economical, scientifically based, and it works. Unlike diets where you deprive yourself for a while, sometimes it's unhealthy, and when you're done, you put the weight back on. There are so many people out there suffering with all kinds of issues, stomach issues, skin issues, eye headaches and pains, overweight, lots of prescriptions, all of the lifestyle changes that we promote are healthy and scientifically based. So go to my website, stayhealthylivebetter.com. There's a lot of information and I'd be happy to help you. Next up is Candido.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Candido Rodriguez. I'm a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual. And what we do is we help business owners and families bring their dreams and goals to life by helping develop a plan that align those goals and dreams with their finances. Everybody have done some level of planning, whether it's credit card, mortgages, and probably a line of credit. But what we do, we bring it all together and make sure that every single piece fits what it should be and is appropriate. This is through a unique approach that develop that personalized plan, which takes our clients further than they ever been before, whether it is starting from education planning, retirement, to life insurance and long-term care needs. Next is Desiree.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Desiree Halleck, and I'm the owner of Clarence Services, which is a marketing agency for startups and small businesses. And I work with clients to grow their businesses and teach them that they don't have to boil the ocean to have effective marketing plans. We do anything from email marketing, lead nurturing campaigns, doodle videos, social media maintenance, content marketing, and chief marketing officer services. You can check my 5-minute marketing with Clarent out on YouTube and check out the website for what's new. We have a lot of information on growing small businesses on our blog at clarentservices.com. Next up is Jonas.
Jonas isn't here today. Jonas is the owner of Access Commercial Doors. When you need specialized commercial door hardware, distribution, supplies, maintenance, if you're building out a new workspace, Jonas is your person to see. Next up, we have George Pizzo. George, are you here today? I don't believe he is. George is with Caring Transitions of Somerset, Middlesex, and Hunterdon counties. And what George does is he specializes in helping people to transition to the next phase of their lives, whether it's decluttering, moving, estate sales, auctions. If you need to clear out your house or in the process of clearing out your house, George is the person to talk to. Next up, we have Rochelle.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Rochelle DiCrescenzo. I'm a physical therapist. My practice is called The Healing Journey, and I specialize in a type of holistic body work called myofascial release. Most people don't think this way, but our bodies can definitely heal themselves. Western medicine doesn't always like us to think that. They're very quick to give us pills and surgeries and all things to do to us, but our bodies can and have the ability to heal themselves. And I work with my patients to really find out the way to do that. So I partner with them. We look at the whole person, body, mind, and spirit, and we really try to get to the root cause of their problem rather than looking at the symptom in isolation. Next up is Tracy.
Good morning, everybody. Tracy Spiaggia. I'm owner of Slingshot Health Coaching. I am a functional nutrition and lifestyle practitioner and Amen Clinic brain health specialist and national board certified health and wellness coach. I work with individuals and families who are struggling with acute and chronic health and wellness issues and specialize in mental health and promoting the health of the brain while capitalizing on the unique power of the family unit. I help clients identify root cause, much like Rochelle. Western medicine will come at these types of complaints with either pharmaceutical and or therapy, which sometimes may be helpful, but by and large, they are not. So what we do is we take a look at the person who is struggling and we get a comprehensive understanding of their entire life story and mine for the clues that are necessary to find the root driver of their symptoms. And hopefully, in an ideal setting, we rally the entire family around the family member who's struggling. And not only do we heal them of their health struggles, but strengthen the family at the same time. It's really a very beautiful process. You can find me at slingshothc.com and on Facebook and Instagram. Up next is Jeannie.
Randy's up. Randy, go ahead, sir.
Hey, everyone. My name is Randy Morgan, Senior Relationship Banker at M&T Bank in Denville. So working with small businesses who are really, really good at what they do, but when it comes to the finance part or the banking part, sometimes things kind of fall through the cracks or fall apart. So that's what I'm here to help and build a relationship with you and kind of grow with your business, whether you've been around 2 weeks or 20 years. I'm just really here to help. So one thing I've noticed a lot of small business owners do is when they're paying for things, they don't really think of the way they're doing it. So for instance, you're going to the gas station, you're using a debit card for everything that also puts you at risk. I would like to actually get an introduction. Anybody who's looking for different ways to pay things and help build credit for their business and build that relationship with the business. So you can find me. My details are in the chat. Thanks, guys.
Next up is Jeannie.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeannie Asante. I do live in the Staten Island, New York market. And my name of my company is I Dream of Jeannie. We've been around since 1988, and I am a portfolio of companies which I founded and own. One of the things that I really want to, bring to light is identity theft protection. And the reason for that is because we have protection for everything in our lives. We protect ourselves with health-wise by having health insurance. We protect our cars and our properties by having property and car insurance. The one thing that most people don't think about is protecting who they are and their identity, so someone else cannot pretend to be them and do the most horrible and horrific things. Think about it, learn about it, then make a decision. Call Jeannie Asante. Thank you. Next up, Jake.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jake Miola, Jake of all trades. Just a quick announcement. I am no longer doing insurance, but I can still help you refer to my former partner, Joe, if you do need help. I am now focusing more on the legal shield side of things. So the same way you protect, just as Jeannie said, you protect your identity, you could also protect yourself against the risk of being sued for any reason or running into any issues where you're pulled over for any reason and you feel uncomfortable or you want some advice on things. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I also do many other things. So if you visit the site jakeofalltrades.info, you'll see the Second Chance online bookstore that we own. I also do host karaoke, and we have some murder mystery dinners coming up soon on the 19th of September. So check out the events calendar. And up next is Jonathan.
Jonathan, you still with us, sir? Oh, Jonathan's gone. Jonathan is with a Business on a Browser. Basically, profit plus people plus process. Profit equals people plus process plus product. But the most important P is the partners. And Jonathan is one of your trusted partners to help implement tax incentive solutions for your life and master that art of the possible. He basically comes in, sees where technology can help improve your business and get you more time back. Next up, we have Tim. Tim is not here today. Tim is on our home. Oh, Tim, go ahead, sir.
Hi, everybody. Haven't seen everybody for a while. Some technical issues, but I'm back. So yeah, as a working journalist for more than 25 years, I'm a professional storyteller. I'm an artist who uses images, sounds, and words and deep research to tell stories. My work has been recognized with many awards, including 3 Mid-Atlantic Region Local Emmy Awards. I spent the last 10 years shooting a variety of projects, editing them on Final Cut Pro, as well as other web-based digital video editing systems. And I have some exciting news. I told you probably about a year or even more ago about my documentary. They call it a labor of love because I just started shooting it without any backing, without any money coming in. And I have recently gotten a fiscal sponsor, the Corporation for New Jersey Local Media. So now I'll be able to start fundraising because I was not going to go out and start a nonprofit 501c3 because that's a whole, a big headache. And so they're going to be my nonprofit. They're going to be my fiscal sponsor. And I will keep you all posted on that exciting news. And next up is
Chris. Okay. Chris isn't here today. Chris is a financial advisor who focuses on protection and protecting your family. Next up, we have Robert.
Good morning, everybody. Robert Bureau, your friendly neighborhood public adjuster who is going crazy trying to help people as I can from Ida. As people know, Ida has caused more damage than Superstorm Sandy. I have a whole problem saying that for some reason. The intensity and the geographic region. A lot of people being hit that don't have flood insurance. I want to help those people. Looks like I'm able to help many of those people. And people who are listening to this, because I know everybody here knows that I am a free service. I'll get you more money than the insurance company, and I'll guide you through that. And I'll help you with your insurance policy to make sure you're properly covered. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you. Next up, we have Chris Slipper. Chris runs a weekly networking event on Thursdays. It's free tomorrow, Vang. He also has an upcoming trade show. His virtual digital trade show is actually in an awkward situation in that it has more people attending than enough to sponsor it. So anyone who has a booth at one of Chris's trade shows, this next one in November, is going to be assured to be extremely busy. So reach out to Chris on the bus, find out about his virtual trade show. It is very much, take a booth and there's a lot of traffic that's going to be coming your way. Next up, we have Erin.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Erin Myers with Keller Williams. I'm your residential realtor. And, I work with people looking to sell their homes or purchase a new home for themselves, first-time buyers, but also a lot of renters as well. And this is one thing I wanted to mention today is, a lot of people don't realize is that in this busy real estate market that we're in, the rental market is very tight and competitive as well. These apartments and townhome rentals and single family home rentals are getting multiple applications. It's incredibly competitive, but my renters are getting into the homes that they want, which is exciting. And I'm very proud of that. So if anybody knows anybody that is looking to make a move in the rental market and knows how busy and competitive it is, needs help, let me know. I'd be happy to. Thank you. Next up, Caitlin.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Caitlin Shalla. I am a local residential mortgage lender. I am local to New Jersey, but Guaranteed Rate is licensed in all 50 states. So if you do know somebody looking out of state, I am able to help them. The market, as Erin said, is very competitive and crazy right now, but rates are also really competitive and still super, super low. If you know anybody interested in purchasing or refinancing, or might just have any questions about the process or, where rates kind of are, I'm happy to help and speak to anybody that is interested. So again, Caitlin Shalla, guaranteed rate, residential mortgage lending.
Excellent. Next up, we have Project Scholarship, and Matt is but back to school. But what we're looking for with Project Scholarship is it is a nonprofit 501c that is operated for students by students that helps students to go from classroom to career with less debt. If you know any college students who are interested in getting experience, getting exposure, and earning scholarships, reach out to projectscholarship.com. Next up, we have a Vipin. Vipin actually is not able to make it here this morning. Vipin is a business broker and helps with Murphy Sales to identify business. If you're in transition, you're looking to buy a business, Vipin is the person to reach out to. And we do have someone who actually the card has been removed, but Danelle, you want to go in and tell everybody about what you do?
Sure. I'm Danelle Bingle. My company is Uppy Dance and Fitness, and I make exercise fun and accessible for people who might not be comfortable in a traditional gym. I have a master's degree and 30 years of experience in this area, so that helps me to particularly serve women who might be having challenges like postnatal fitness or midlife challenges, but still want to be healthy and grow.
Excellent. Very good. And with that, we can stop the screen.